We didn't know that Kenny Pickett was going to torch everyone in the Senior Bowl or whatever. We didn't, whatever it might be. They didn't know that all that was going to change at the time that they had that press conference. So whatever they said then really doesn't matter. It's nice that that's the mindset now, but in all honesty, if Howie Roseman comes out and Nick Sirianni comes out in this press conference and they both say, yeah, Jalen Hurts is okay. We're always trying to improve. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Like, the minute they say that, any type of draft capital, any types of trade capital, any type of leverage they had in any type of future deal is, well, you guys didn't really like him anyway, so why should we give you what we're going to give you for a guy that you don't even see as your starting quarterback? Like, they weren't going to say anything different. The only thing that I felt was will lead to the Eagles looking very weaselly is actually what Nick Sirianni, if they do end up trading Jalen Hurts or do end up having a different starting quarterback next season, the only thing that I see as kind of a real not cool moment is when Nick Sirianni said, yeah, you have open communication with your players all the time. Jalen knows he's our guy. If after that, because when he's our guy, after that, that means that to me, of everything, even what Howie Roseman had to say, that to me is the biggest convincing argument that Jalen Hurts will, in fact, be the Eagles starting quarterback next year. Because Nick Sirianni, all you can say about him, I think he's a good dude, and I think he is open and honest with his players. And if he says, hey, wait, Jalen knows where he stands with us, and leaves it at that, then that could mean anything. You've talked to Jalen, hey, look, we got to improve the team. However, we like you right now. You're our guy going forward. That's where we see you right now at this given time, but things can change. If that's what he said to him, then that's open and honest. That's pretty transparent. But if he said, you're our guy, you're a guy going forward, you're our guy, and then all of a sudden they turn around and trade him, oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. Because if you want to be a new head coach and you want to come in and you want to make changes, or you're the general manager of this team like Howie Roseman and you want to make changes, just tell a guy like Jalen Hurts, who has risen above all the conversation throughout this season about Deshaun Watson and what they could do in the offseason, bringing in another guy, even in bringing in Gardner Minshew, who just started one game against the Jets, and people are already talking about, quarterback controversy. Jalen Hurts took it like a man throughout this entire season and rose above it, just like he said he would, even in training camp. He said, I'm above it all. I'm above it all. When it came to the Deshaun Watson conversation, I'm above it all. When it came to Aaron Rodgers conversation, I'm above it all. Love that about him. Love that mindset in any player. But if you're going to come in and you're saying you're going to make changes, you're going to come in and you're going to say, Jalen, you're our guy for now. But going forward, so you have to be determined. Be honest. That's all these players really want. That's all any employee in any business ever wants. Just to be honest. And if Nick Sirianni is going to go out there and tout honesty and mention that, and how do you have a good relationship with your players? You're open and honest with them. Well, open and honest, you're telling him he's your starting quarterback in 2022. He's our guy. Then that is pretty much all I really need to hear. And it's funny to say that about Nick Sirianni and not Howie Roseman, because Howie's always looking to be wheeling and dealing. If there was one thing to pull away from this press conference that was anything close to ironclad that Jalen Hurts would be the starting quarterback, it would be more so what Nick Sirianni had to say about, I told him he's our guy. More so than anything Howie Roseman said in this press conference. It was actually Nick Sirianni that gave me the most convincing argument that Jalen Hurts would actually be the starting quarterback next year. We'll see how it actually plays out, obviously. Tim McManus also asked the question to Howie. Howie answered the question about Hurts being the guy going into next year. You're going into this offseason with him with the mindset that he's your starting quarterback. Howie Roseman said yes to that. Then our guest today, who's coming up in a second, Rob Motti, asked if they communicated that to Jalen Hurts, and that's where you heard Nick Sirianni simply say, yeah, I told Jalen he's our guy. He knows where he stands with us. It's the most convincing argument I've heard. Still don't trust him. I still think the Eagles kick the tires on everything, and I think the asking price will either be too high, or I think that either Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson will simply not want to come to Philadelphia, or even Deshaun Watson, whatever the Eagles decide to do in that situation. We might not. And I saw that I only caught the headline of it. Deshaun Watson could want to come to Philly. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll see about that. But still, with all the legal trouble surrounding that, I think any NFL team is just bonkers nuts to make a deal for a guy they have no idea how long he's going to be available, how much he's going to be available in the first year of that trade, at least. Now, the NFL class for the draft class this year is not supposed to be anything worth bragging about when it comes to the quarterback position. I still think that the Eagles will draft a quarterback at some point in this draft. I just don't think it's going to be in the first round. And I think when push comes to shove, I think the Eagles, here's my prediction, I think the Eagles, although we'll kick the tires in the offseason about another quarterback and around other quarterbacks, I think Jalen Hurts will be the number one guy in 2022. I think he has earned that. I am curious to see how he performs in 2022. His second year as a full-time starting quarterback in the NFL. If a guy could get that, as I've made the argument already, it could get a team into the playoffs. If a guy could get in the Pro Bowl consideration, can have a 5-week stretch where he led the NFL in QBR, then yeah, I will go ahead and say he deserves another shot to see how he can progress, continue to progress as this team starting quarterback. And I think that would be the wise play for the Eagles.